What it is, what it do, cyber world. It is your girl, the one, the only, Ash Said It. AshSaidIt.com, AshSaidIt.com. Welcome to the Ash Said It Daily Podcast Show. I appreciate you guys for all of your love and support. Over 1,700 episodes and 500,000 streams worldwide. None of this would be possible without you guys, so I thank you so very, very much. Now, I know a lot of you guys, much like myself, all right? So we've been at home for a while, all right? And we've been traveling, we've been here and there, and we still have to keep up with these Zoom calls, all of these video chats and all this great stuff. So I've got the founder and CEO of a pretty amazing brand. This is Mark here from Eyelinez. Hey, Mark.
Hi, Ash. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. So, Mark, what part of the country are you representing today?
I am currently in sunny San Jose, California.
Oh my gosh, Mark, I am so jealous. You guys have your weather year round. Your weather year round is pretty awesome. I'll say that.
It's true. I think when you're a native Californian like me, you're tempted to complain about the mild weather year-round until you live somewhere else with snow and cold and extreme heat. So, yes, I appreciate it too very much.
Yeah, I'm representing Atlanta, Georgia, Mark, and Atlanta, Georgia in general just has, it goes through like hormonal changes, it seems like. All right, so it can be literally sunny and beautiful 1 minute, and like hail is coming down the next minute with the sun in the sky. So it's insane here.
Oh, wow.
It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, that's a little bit too much drama in the weather for me.
Tons of drama, Mark. Tons of drama. All right.
Yeah.
So, Mark, where did the idea for the brand come from?
Yeah, so Eyelinez was directly born, I'll say, out of the pandemic. When the pandemic hit, I, like many people around the world, found myself with a little bit of extra time on my hands, primarily from not having to do an hour-long commute each way every day. And with that extra time and then some spare brain cycles, I, like many folks, found myself looking for a place to channel that energy. Unlike some others, I didn't learn how to make sourdough bread. I didn't learn how to do felt animals. I decided to pursue one of my own passions, which is public speaking. And so I ended up taking a virtual master class from someone who I had been following for quite some time and had wanted to attend one of his sessions, but they were always somewhere I would have to travel to, and they were very, very expensive. But the pandemic led him to create a virtual version of it. And so I attended Ben Byung's virtual stage master class, and it was all about how to master the art of public speaking and presentation. At the very end of it, at the end of the week, the very last session was how to translate everything that he had taught us over the course of the week to the virtual environment. Because his students had been demanding it in the new paradigm we're all working and living in, they wanted to know not just how do I thrive in person with speaking and presenting, but now how do I do it over the camera? And then in his session on this, he shared that the number one thing to keep in mind for virtual presentation and communication is actually the exact same thing to keep in mind for in-person communication: eye contact. And his tip was to take a sticky note, draw a smiley face on it, and put it behind your camera or near the camera, which I, like any good student paying a lot of money to listen to Vin, should. I drew a smiley face on a sticky note and put it next to the camera. But for me, immediately, it made me even more aware. Now I was no longer blissfully ignorant that I shouldn't be looking at the screen, because to you, it looks like I'm staring at your toes, which I'm sure are very nice. But I don't need to be looking at those the entire time. And so you put the sticky note to remind you to look at the camera, but now I was no longer blissfully ignorant in it, and it was awkward for me. It wasn't long before I took one of my daughter's circular stickers that she had left out, drew a smiley face on it, punched a hole out of the center, placed it around my camera, and smiling back at me was the first prototype of Smiley for Eyelinez. It turns out that this idea, to get directly to your question of where does the brand come from, first I had the idea. Now I had a sticker of this smiley face staring back at me and reminding me where to look and to smile and to engage with my virtual audience. But I didn't have a brand yet. That came after some discussion with my family and my wife in particular. And we were talking about different ideas and concepts, and we realized that this doesn't seem like it's a new problem. And it turns out it's not. Ever since actors, actresses, newscasters have had to look at the camera, they've had to know and learn how to engage and connect with a virtual audience.
Yeah.
To that end, they have a name for it. It's a technique, and it's called an eyeline. And the product and brand that I've created to enable everybody to master virtual communication is Eyeline with Z. And that is where the brand Eyelines came from.
I love it. No, as soon as I saw the product, I was like, wow, why hasn't someone come up with this sooner? This is absolutely something that we've needed for years. Like, not even just with Zoom calls, but just like, your phone, your tablet, whatever the case it may be. There's
absolutely
always a need for something, especially like when you have a phone where like the interface is like completely black and you can't see where the actual camera is, or you kind of approximate, you're not like 100%, and you're trying to gauge it, you're trying to like figure out and try to center your face and all that stuff. So Eyelinez has taken that guesswork out of it. I love it. I
exactly
love that.
And the other element of it that is really hard to appreciate until you actually put one of these engagement aids around your camera and see it and interact with it for the first time is it also makes it a lot easier, because even if you can remember to look at your camera, to look at the deep, dark hole that a camera is not very welcoming. It's hard, I think, to look at it and to engage with it. But if instead you have a welcoming smiley face, or even a unicorn or a pinwheel welcoming you to look at that spot, it's much more natural to engage with it. The other sort of side application that has emerged from this that you alluded to a little bit with finding the camera on the latest smartphones, especially when you're taking a picture or having your picture taken. Now phones have 2, 3, 4. I thought I saw a phone with 10 cameras the other day. There are so many cameras, and nobody knows where to look anymore. And I kid you not. Now when I take pictures of my kids, they will remind each other, hey, Ainsley, look at the eye lines. And they'll actually observe other families trying to take pictures and mom trying to get the attention of the little one. And my little ones will whisper to me, they need eye lines.
I love it. That is so cute. So Mark, for you, what would you say has been the standout moment for you, your proud moment with the brand? What's the first?
I think there have been two really,
go ahead.
Really proud moments in particular. The first was the first time I received the product, the shipment of the product, and I shared it, and I looked at it myself, and that was a little bit of a moment. But it was actually when I shared it with my oldest daughter, and I did not appreciate until this moment, until she said what she did, her understanding of what this was and what was happening around her. And when I showed her the Eyelines product for the first time and was telling her she could pick one out for her tablet, her response to me was, "Dad, you did it."
Oh, wow.
You did it. And that was a pretty big moment for me. That was a pretty proud moment. I don't think I had even realized for myself kind of what I had done until my 9-year-old daughter saw it for me. And so I said I had two proud moments. That one's so good, I'm going to leave it at that. That was my
Yes, that is the highlight. We like that one. So,
yeah,
Mark,
that was a good one.
What is next for you guys? What's on the horizon?
Yeah, so it's interesting. I went into Eyelines knowing that it could go a number of different ways. You have the obvious application of aiding video conference calls, reminding you professionally where to look so you can master that virtual presence and communication. You have what I was just referring to a moment ago of the eye lines on a rear camera so that people, when you're taking pictures, know where to look and reminding them to look and make eye contact with the camera. Then it's extended into some other potential applications, and the hottest angle right now is actually for professional, fully customized, branded eye lines for companies. which they are then including in their work from home kits and as conference giveaways and for customers and employees. Essentially what we're doing is we take the Eyelinez product line and brand it to whatever company and whatever messaging the organization might want or need. You can take, say, an apple with a bite out of it and easily wrap that around an Eyelinez. Right. You can take almost any brand identity and color palette and messaging and turn it into this virtual engagement aid that is called Eyelinez. And so building those out as these custom branded Eyelinez and then creating a work from home kits where we put all three products into one package so that no matter what device you have, now you're going to have the ability to master that virtual communication medium. And so we'll see what all of the angles ultimately are. The hottest one right now that I'm exploring with quite a few companies is this idea of fully branded, customized Eyelinez for any organization to create this utility, but then also subtly get your brand and your message out there.
I love it. You guys are always thinking ahead, Mark. Yeah. I love that.
Indeed. As one fellow entrepreneur and successful entrepreneur recently stated, his response was, it's really hard to create a product that you could put a brand on and get people to stare at it all day. Mm-hmm. But Eyelinez is exactly that.
Eyelinez is doing
it. And so we'll see. But we'll see where it goes.
So, Mark, what is the best way for people to get the product and also to follow you guys on social media?
Yeah, so the easiest way to get your hands on Eyelinez and master your own virtual communication is eyelinez.com. So that's Eyelinez with a Z at the end, eyelinez.com is the easiest way to purchase from us. Soon I'll also have it available on Amazon, but for now I would go directly to the website. And then for social media, you can find us on essentially any channel through the Eyelinez, THE, Eyelinez with a Z.
I love it. Mark, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we look forward
Thank you for having me.
Yes, not a problem.
Yes,
so you have to come back. I know that there's going to be, I know you got some stuff cooking on the stove back there, Mark. There's some things that you couldn't talk about today. So I want you to come back. You got to come back and tell us about it. I like exclusives.
I would love to, and as one last treat for you and your listeners, I have also put together a special promotion just for your program. And so, anybody who comes to the website and uses the code AshSaidIt will give you a free Eyelinez, and shipping is already free. So I'll make it really easy for you. You want to try Eyelinez and you want to see how cool this is? I'll give it to you for free. AshSaidIt, and you get free Eyelinez, free shipping.
Wow. Mark, I don't think anyone's ever given away such free stuff, such great stuff on my show. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much.
We just changed that. You're welcome. I would love to I want people to discover this for themselves. So I appreciate you having me on, and that's how maybe I can get back to you and your listeners.
Not a problem. Thank you so much, Mark. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you for all of your love and support. Keeping in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face. You tell them, don't believe me. Just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for, the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is so much better. Until next time, you guys.